Homework pressure? No more. At Spring Library, we explain every topic in simple way. Join the learning family and score high every day.
All right, so this problem is asking us to find the time it takes our brains to sense something when it happens all the way down in our feet. Now, before you get going with a physics problem, it's usually a pretty good idea to try and make an estimate. Physics is, after all, describing how the real world works, and most of us have some amount of familiarity with the real world. So my estimate here, considering we're talking about how long it takes you to feel something happening in your feet, is that my time should come out to be very, very, very small. Because realistically, I don't even notice that there's a delay when this happens. If I drop something heavy on my foot, I feel that right away. So I'm going to say the time that it takes to sense that is going to be pretty low. Now, this is a speed problem, so we're going to be working with the speed equals distance over time equation that I have on the right side of the screen. Now, when we read through the problem and look for our different variables, we need to find two bits of information in this problem to help us find what time is going to be equal to. And that, according to our equation, is that we need to find both the speed that this information travels as well as the distance it travels from our feet up to our brains. Now, when we're reading through the problem, it states that the speed we can sense things, the average speed of this is 110 meters per second. And in this case, the distance that this is traveling is 1.8 meters tall, which is slightly more than the average size of a person. Um, Now, from here, we just need to find our time. Now, anytime you're looking to plug numbers in to start solving a problem, you always want to check and make sure your units are in their base unit form. So all your distances should be converted to meters, all your time should be converted to seconds, and in this case, we are good to go, which means I can come over to my equation and immediately plug in those numbers. So I have my speed of 110, which is equal to the distance of 1.8 meters divided by the time of t, because we do not know what that time actually comes out to be. Now, with a few algebra steps here, I can multiply the time to both sides to move it over to get rid of that fraction, and then divide by 110 to end up with 0.016 seconds. Now, that answer is pretty small, which is what we expected it to be since we're talking about how long it takes something to go from our foot all the way up to our brain that something has happened. If we wanted to convert this over into a unit that looks a little bit nicer, since this is 16 thousandths of a second, we could convert it over to 16 milliseconds for how long this actually takes